morning, class.
Good morning.
So today we're going to be learning about two-step equations. Two-step equations are just what they sound like. They're equations that require two steps to solve. What is an equation? Equation is something that states two things are equal to each other. So in this case, when I wrote 4x plus 2 equals 10, I'm saying that the left side is balanced with the right side, just like a scale. Now, what are these two steps that we're going to use? The first one is add or subtract. And our second step is multiply or divide. So an easy way to help you remember these is when you think of PEMDAS, you're actually doing the reverse. So when we know what all our numbers are, we go in the forward direction. But when we're trying to figure something out, we go backwards. So first we add and subtract, and then we multiply and divide. So let's look at 4x plus 2 equals 10 again. Our first step is to look at the addition, where we have plus 2. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So we're going to subtract 2 on both sides to keep our scale balanced, and we get 4x is equal to 8. Next, we're going to do the opposite of multiplication, because that's what this 4 is doing to the x. It's multiplying. And when we do the opposite of multiplication, we divide both sides, and that gives us x is equal to 2. So now let's look at a second example. I have -1 plus 1/3 y is equal to 2. So this kind of looks scary because we have a negative number and we have a fraction. But to help you see this better in your mind, you can rearrange it to say 1/3 y minus 1 is equal to 2. Because this is the same thing as -1 plus 1/3 y is equal to 2. So now you know the opposite of subtraction is addition. So you add 1 to both sides, and you get 1/3 y is equal to 3. And now you want to do the opposite of dividing, since a fraction is the same thing as dividing a variable. So what's the opposite of dividing? Okay?
Multiplying.
Good. And what do we multiply by to get rid of the 1/3 side?
3.
All right, so we multiply both sides by 3. And 1/3 times 3 is equal to 1. And 1 times y is the same thing as just saying y. So we get y is equal to 9 as our final answer. Eli.
So I don't understand, you used x on this side and you used y over here. Why did you change?
So remember what x and y stand for. They're variables, which means that they're just symbols for what we don't know in the equation. So I could use anything. I could use any symbol like A, B, C, D. I could use a smiley face, or I could even use a picture of a cat, because cats have 9 lives. And I would still be saying the same thing. It's a really good question. Are there any more questions? Great. Good job today, guys. Just to wrap things up, I'm going to teach you a song that goes to the tune of If I Were a Boy by Beyonce. She's a famous singer of my time. And I'm going to sing it first, and then you're going to repeat after me after every line. It goes, if I were an X, I'd add or subtract, and then I'd multiply or divide to find out what I really am. So this is to help you remember the 2 steps to solving two-step equations. All right, your turn. If I were an X,
If I were an X,
I'd add or subtract,
I'd add or subtract,
and then I'd multiply or divide,
and then I'd multiply or divide
to find out what I really am.
to find out what I really am.
Woo! Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.